years ka na nagpe-play ng football?
I've been playing since I was grade 4. Ngayon, second year na ako. Kaya ako munang compete.
Kuya, paano mo binabalance yung life mo as a student athlete?
Well, kasi nung high school ako nag-start maging student athlete. And nauuna talaga yung pagiging student kasi it's a way, yung athletics, yung pagiging athlete ko is just a way para makapasok ko sa school since yun yung scholarship. Tapos, ngayong college, it's all about the love of the game. Parang nagpe-play ako sa engineering for football dahil I just love to play the game. Pero yun nga, kailangan pa rin yung academics kasi yun din magdidictate ng future ko.
How do you balance your life as a student athlete?
Basically, I give time for everything. I would rank it all up to what is more important. Because I would give more of my time for the more important ones.
Hindi ka ba nahihirapan na binabalance mo nga yung studies mo, especially med student ka, and then at the same time you still have to play for the team?
Siyempre, mahirap naman talaga because both playing and studying, it's both physical and mental work. So, pero wala kailangan.
Social media exploded over the reported new UAAP eligibility rule, which states that transferees from high school to college, from one UAAP member school to another, must now sit out the first 2 years of their eligibility with their new school from the previous one-year residency. But if a high school player decides to stay with his current school's college program, then he can immediately play in his first year of college. The rule change has drawn flack because it is beneficial for UAAP member schools when it comes to retaining their best players from the high school ranks. It's also disadvantageous to the recruitment programs of other teams.
The controversial UAAP rule was passed last March 2013 by the UAAP board with a vote of 5-2. The schools who voted yes for this new rule are Adamson University, Far Eastern University, De La Salle University, University of the East, and University of Santo Tomas. The two schools who voted against the rule are the Ateneo de Manila University and the University of the Philippines. Meanwhile, the National University abstained from the vote.
Under the revised eligibility rule, high school players who will transfer and bring their act to another UAAP school will have to undergo a 2-year residency. Now, before this was passed, UAAP's eligibility rule requires a transferee to serve a 1-year residency which can be waived if the student's original school releases him unconditionally. The new rule no longer allows waiving of the residency period.
This new rule took a lot of criticism, especially from the social media world. One person who really showed her dismay toward this is Senator Pia Cayetano, who immediately ordered for a Senate inquiry concerning the new UAAP rule. According to her, the rule is meant more to protect the institution than the students. Cayetano, who was once a student athlete, also said that she would make a formal recommendation to the UAAP board for the residency rule to be repealed to bring it back to just 1 year.
On the center of the particular issue is prized high school recruit Jerie Pingoy of the FEU Baby Tamaraos. Pingoy, who was a 2-time UAAP Juniors MVP, was said to be planning a transfer to the Ateneo de Manila University. Now, with this new rule in the picture, should Pingoy transfer to the Blue Eagles, he will only be allowed to play in the 2015 UAAP tournament. Meanwhile, if he remains in FEU, he can play in the 76th season of the UAAP, which starts in July of 2013.
Now here are some players who could have been affected by this rule if it was implemented during their time in the league. Socrates Rivera and Mark Lopez, who transferred from FEU to UP. DJ Manalo of Ateneo, but then transferred to De La Salle University. UST's team captain, Jerie Fortuna, and UP's Martin Reyes and Mix De Asis, who all graduated from De La Salle Zubel. Juniors MVP Joseph Marata of UPIS, who transferred to De La Salle, and UP Fighting Maroon Mike Gamboa, who came from Ateneo High School.
Ano po yung view niyo sa, student, athlete piracy? Athlete piracy po. Nangyayari po ba yun sa football? Or naka-encounter na po ba kayo ng instance na gano'n sa football?
Apa naman sa ngayon? Halos, ano mo lang yung players
Naging player po ba kayo nung college? Nung nag-transfer po kayo, cover po ba kayo sa residency?
Sino? Time na lang. 1 year pa lang. 1 year na. Next kita! Other university.
Ano po yung pinili niyo nakapaglaro?
Ano naman yun sa akin?
Bakit? Sasama nga ako!
After 4 years din ako naglaro. Ulit.
Tapos ano po, as a student athlete po nung nag-play po kayo, ano po yung mga benefits po na nakuha nyo? Parang kasama sa allowance or packages po na in-offer ng university?
Siguro yun na yun. Ikaw is, every time makatawag ka, may food allowance ka na rin. Saka yung pinakamaganda kasi ng offer ng USA, yung hospitalization. So just in case kami naman football, to injury. So kung ano man mangyari, amin ka na yung sasabi ka rin. Yung pinakamaganda sa akin, yung pinakamaganda benefits sa
Pinaka-importante lang ito sa akin, para sa akin.
Sino nanalo nun?
Hospital. Kasi yung sinigure na. Yung maganda sa US, yung advantage natin sa yung athlete natin na injure. Sigurado pag umagla
As a coach po, paano nyo po na-handle yung mga athlete nyo na kailangan i-balance yung study tsaka yung pagiging athlete?
For me kasi, mas dapat priority mo yung pag-aaral eh. Kasi ngayon, hindi na yung magaling ka, makakalaro ka. Hindi ka nag-aaral. Ngayon, dapat mag-aaral ka para makalaro. Ligtat na yun eh. So, every time after training, nagpas ko sila na mag-aaral na konti. Basta pasok ka, masyadong mag-upside. Ang lang naman eh, kasi pag nasa school ka naman, ulitin turo ng teacher na siguro. Isa sa school.
sa akin naman. Kaya tinawag na yung mga student na student na muna bago kailangan naman nila. Kaya yun naman yung fallback sabihin natin, hindi na naman natin sinasabi. So pagwarang bets, nangyari.
Ano po, parang as of closing po, pagod po ba kayo dun sa 2-year residency po ng UAE?
Ayos lang din sa akin yan kasi di ba parang unfair naman sa former school mo tapos bigla kang lilipat tapos sa mga benefits, scholarship tapos paglipat mo sa other school papalapit na parang ano lang sa akin tama yun na may ano muna residency ka
dito sa USC, alam mo nagpo-perform sa academics. Kasi ibang colleges, sa ibang universities, goal nilang sa goal nilang nilang player, nilang nag-aaral. Kawawa naman din sa atin.
Years na ba kayo ng athlete piracy sa years na
coming first year sa Pingoy school kasi yung may rules residence hindi pa siya namin
nabanggit nyo nga po yung 2-year residency, mabot po ba kayo?
pabor kami kasi dapat dito na siya hindi na dapat Sila since yung mga kuya niya, yung mga past na mga kapatid niya dito sa UST, dapat loyalty na.
Naglaro po ba kayo ng college?
2002 hanggang 2007 dito sa
Nung nag-compare po kayo, ano po yung benefits na nakukuha nyo from the school as a student athlete?
scholarship, saka allowance, events.
Ano po ba yung kailangan nyo i-balance nung nag-aaral kayo and at the same time naglalaro kayo?
Time is na may balance lahat. Kasi may training, may vices ka pa diba? Hindi mo rin time dapat balance lahat.
Ano po, ngayon po coach na kayo, ano po yung sinasabi niyo sa players niyo po about their role as a student athlete?
Focus sa study. Kasi bagsak sila ng diba? Kasi sila makakalap.
Kasi presidency rule, sa tingin niyo po ba hindi naman po na-violate yung rights ng or sa tingin niyo po in a way na-violate?
Nag-violate din kasi minsan gusto nilang maglaro kasi napipiglan sila ng 2 years babahan sila minsan hindi na sila makakalaro ng UAP kasi may injury sila o nabagsak sila kasi yung oras nila parang nasasayang pero patas lang din sa tingin ko.
Kung ano po, kung kayo po yung masusunod, anong rule po yung gusto niyo sana na i-adopt ng UAE? Yung 1 year or 2 year?
Yung 2 years mas para maiwasan na rin kasi hindi lang players minsan yung nag-viral pati coaches kaya dapat pati sa coaches merong rules na ganyan then 1 year.
Thank you, coach.
Answers to our question of the day, which is, what is your take on the new UAAP residency rule? Mark says the new rule is good for schools that don't have the backing of tycoons, who usually get talented athletes to play for their universities. Kay believes the new rule is unfair, saying high school and college are 2 different levels, and athletes should be able to choose which school they want to play for.
Carlos on Facebook says the new rule would have been okay if residency was just 1 year. He says the development of sports also takes a hit, but an athlete with potential is not optimized. Rafael agrees. He says 1 year residency is fine. JV, on the other hand, says the rule is unfair. The students, he says, are wasting 2 useful years.
A Facebook follower writes it's a very selfish rule favoring the schools. Aaron says if he were an athlete, he would go to a D-League and turn pro instead. Jay says everyone has a freedom to choose which school he wants to go to.
Kathy says the new rule is a disadvantage to student athletes. Ron agrees, saying the rule is not looking out for the best interest of the student. Aaron believes the new rule was made up only so universities and colleges can win UAAP championships. And Jay says it did not even take into consideration the students who may want to get better education through sports scholarships.